Hey, my name is Alix Salomon, and I am a fourth-year architecture student at the Gensler School of Architecture in New York City. I was born to a Dominican mother and a Haitian father in the Dominican Republic and migrated to this country when I was only 8 years old. Before this transition, I had no idea what architecture was. I was exposed to construction and design from the perspectives of builders in my family who constructed their own houses from scratch. Without the help of any licensed architects or engineer, my family would come together to design and build these houses. They would buy cinder blocks, wood, rebar, and cement. They would dig out their own foundations and begin construction. Getting permits and approvals is not as strict in the Dominican Republic as it is here, but these projects took years. I remember being there every step of the way, just playing with the exposed materials and walking around the extruded walls, just picturing what it would look like once it's finished. It wasn't until high school, when I had to figure out what I was going to study in college, that I reflected back at these memories and came across architecture as an option. Architecture, to me, became a way of designing and building meaningful spaces that both represent and prioritize those who will occupy it, just like my family did when they built their homes. Before beginning a project, my favorite thing to do is to analyze the culture and history of the site, before I even begin to picture what the intervention will look like. I feel like finding ways of connecting a building to the past allows the project to have a deeper narrative and relationship with the context of its environment and the people who are going to be interacting with it. Hence, the goal for this project was to look at Atlanta's deep Black culture and history and create something that embodies what Atlanta is notoriously known for, hip-hop music. In the 90s and the early 2000s, hip-hop was branded as just Black music. And it was created by us, for us, as a way of depicting our everyday life and struggles. But today, hip-hop music is no longer tied to one racial group or culture, but a combination of all. Since it has become a genre of music that every culture can appreciate, celebrating its history and encouraging the enjoyment and performance of it is the reason why the sample building was designed. As it brings everyone of different backgrounds together, it'll simultaneously help bridge the racial gap created by redlining in Atlanta in the early 60s. Because Outkast is one of the forefathers of hip-hop in Atlanta, I embodied their classic song, Miss Jackson, into the design of the building. I decided to analyze the song by dividing it into its structural, tempo, and instrumental components, and using the patterns that I picked up on to give form to the building. The song plays for 270 seconds, which translates in feet into the vertical dimensions of the building. The structure of the song is also divided into 9 components: the intro, then a back and forth between the chorus and verse, and the outro. This translates into 9 subdivisions created within the building that employs a push and pull factor that differentiates between the chorus and verse. The square footage of these 9 subdivisions reflects how many seconds each of these musical components plays for throughout the song. My partner was then able to plug the song into a musical visualization program, which allowed us to derive a matrix grid that depicts the note and rhythmic repetition of the song. With this matrix, we were able to derive the structural grid system of the building, and it served as a guide for me when designing the building's programmatic organization, interior structures, and floor plans. Timber is the primary material used within the sample building because I wanted to emphasize the structural and ecological possibilities of using wood as an innovative and sustainable form of construction. From the uniquely brazed timber frame core, the timber column grid system, the long span hybrid trusses that all hold the building together, and the musical and artistic use of wooden panels in the building's facade and interior design, the sample building showcases the potentials of wood as both a structural and finishing material. Gensler's initiative in investing their time and energy into this new generation of diverse architects is the main reason why I'm interested in the company. I have a unique way of viewing the world, which allows me to navigate through it with confidence and ambition. I'm very detail-oriented and extremely dedicated to my craft. For these reasons, I believe I would be a perfect candidate for an internship opportunity at Gensler. I appreciate you taking me into consideration and allowing people that look like me to have a chance and a voice. Thank you.